I'm back. Sure was a lot easier in the bathtub, but we finally got her going, and we're using a 5,000 gallon per hour Harbor Freight pump with a small 12 volt battery and a DC converter. Run through a 2-inch. I should have brought the rigid hose. The lay flat makes corners kinks when you make corners. And I basically got two corners, a corner where it comes off the ground and a corner where it goes in the bucket. The important thing about the sluice is, it's all in the setup. We've got our see here. Put down on it. And we have a very nice V. And we have I can probably crank it up a little bit. So I'm going to try it there. This area is known for flower gold. So I set the camera up on a tripod and I'm going to go dig my sticks up. An hour later, here we go. Well, in case you're wondering, is it working? I'll let you see. This is the part I like the best. I guess you wanted me to keep this one. Really pretty. Well, in case you're watching and paying attention, this is what Mr. Garrett showed me. You'll notice the color of the material. Look at that. Almost see, I hope you can see what I see. See the black line? You see that thing right there? That's what we're looking for. There she goes. Joseph, I hope this thing is working. Alright, that's the little window into what's supposed to be happening. That's what makes this thing worth $1 million. I have two grizzlies, a smaller and larger one, and they're great products. And they beat the hell out of this one if you gotta haul it any distance, because they're very lightweight, very durable, and they do the exact same thing that this one does. But when you try to demonstrate to someone what the desired effect is and how it works, well, unless you share genetics with Superman, you can't use your X-ray vision to look through the side. Alright, that's the little window into what's supposed to be happening. That's what makes this thing worth $1 million. I have two grizzlies, a smaller and larger one, and they're great products. And they beat the hell out of this one if you got to haul at any distance, because they're very lightweight, very durable, and they do the exact same thing that this one does. But when you try to demonstrate to someone what the desired effect is and how it works, well, unless you share genetics with Superman, you can't use your X-ray vision to look through the side. So this is as good as it gets. On the paste. Look at those beautiful garnets. These cool rocks. Here in Colorado, my buddy, well, I call him my buddy, I never met him. Fellow from Country Gold, Mr. Smythe. But it talks about recognizing native rocks that are indicative of finding gold, and having a good working knowledge of what's in the area is a big help. And I don't know if anybody shares this with me, but these have been my good luck colors. They're red with quartz in them. And they're all over here. So I'm a pretty happy camper, and I'm not in any hurry. And I already know when I go home tonight. My 5-gallon bucket's just going to get heavier. Maybe substantially. That's always nice. Getting some grass and shit here. We don't have to play so much in it, but gotta clean that stuff out. Even when you take a break, blasting those fine material out, making room for more heavies. So, in theory, as long as that thing's working, you keep shoveling material into it. I think you understand where I'm going. Hey, bub. There's a larger one and a smaller one. Oh, yeah. And a threaded ironstone. Pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Hey, did you little Gibbons die? When I was young, he had us eating pine trees and pine cones and exploring all the healthy benefits of natural products. How about Jack LaLanne? He was a Richard Simmons kind of guy, but I think he'd kick your ass if you compared him to Richard Simmons. Look at that big black one. We got this one. Oh yeah, my pretty, lovely rocks. Okay, I'm gonna shut this down and save some battery because don't have a whole lot of daylight left, but want to have enough battery for anything special like the cleanup. So we'll see you in a bit. Bye bye. Here's what I mean by the capture box exchange rate is going down. You can see it's still moving a little bit, but not very much. And the same thing on this side. So I'm gonna shut the pump off and do a clean out, and I got time to run a little bit more. So let's get with it. Well, it's telling me my battery's dangerously low. This is what a box after a couple hours. And a pretty good sized hole, my tailing pile. And I think we've been through this before. Dip, 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 splash, splash, splash. Presto. In case you don't know what I'm talking about, we have a few more videos, other times, other places, and hey, where are you? You're a vampire? Oh, you're just so far away, it's hard to see you. There's Dingus and Eva, having fun in Colorado. And today it's not a secret. So, talk to you next time. Bye-bye. Well, good evening, and welcome to the labs of Dingus and Eva, where we can create a 5-gallon bucket that will accommodate the back of any sluice and turn it into a high banker. And I think that's basically what we did with Green Mountain Gold Trap. And video's quite lengthy, but that's how I do it. The part you don't see happens here, and I thought, well, to be perfectly honest, we got to include that in a already long video, so I'll get on with it. The thing that I found that was most important is separating the gold from your concentrate, and to do that, requires the old
blue bowl. Well, here's a couple quick things I learned with that. Instead of trying to balance it or have a holder or whatever, I took a smaller bucket, cut a hole in the lid so it exits there. If you want to trap anything, you merely put a gold pan underneath it, and whatever you ran through the gold bowl ends up in a gold pan, and you can slide it out of the hole you made in the bottom corner back here where you slip your pump in that provides the water with the valve. You know, I presume you all know how the blue bowl works with injecting water into a circular motion and discharging it out the middle, leaving the fine material, the gold, on the bottom because of the nature of gold being so much heavier than everything else. Well, that brings me to the next topic. I've watched the videos and talked to people, and oh yeah, you know, classify it to this weight and run it, and you're good, and you know, and this weight, and so you like running from your cons maybe 2 or 3 different runs. The very, very small fine gold, I would say the, you know, 80s and above, 100, 200, 400 microscopic, and then the middle, 40 to 80, and then anything above that's, you know, it's panning, and that's why that stuff is in my blue bowl here that I've got covered up, because you know, if the blue bowl is much more efficient than you are, than I am, so I take advantage of it as much as I can, and with that in mind, that everybody tries to minimize the workload. So okay, well, I got 6 wonderful size here, and 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. And you have to use them all. So when I first got them, you know, I watched the videos and saw where, hey, you know, I only have to use 2 of them. So why did I buy all 6? Well, that was how they came. And, well, to make a long story short, I'm glad they did. Because I was having a little bit of difficulty, and I was ending up with larger material that wouldn't wash out properly with gold in the bottom of the blue bowl. So, you know, my solution, let's find out which one will take the material out and leave the gold, and just run it through the screen again and capture the gold and in the pan, and the overburden in the screen like the way it was designed. But wait a minute, wasn't that supposed to occur in the initial process? Well, yeah. But, you know, you were taking a shortcut and you skipped the... Alright, where I'm going with this is, why does Dingus dread emptying all his buckets? Well, because in order to get all the gold, you gotta separate all the 10s, all the 10 and finer gold with the 10 and finer material, and therefore the 20 with the 20, the 30 with the 30. Why? Well, at the 60, 80, 100 and above, it's all very, very fine, and you handle it with very little water, and you'll find that it clears out really, really fast, and boom, you're left with your flour gold, powder gold, whatever you want to call it, the finest of the fine. So fine that some days you may not think you have anything in the bowl, but when it dries out and you wipe it, well, feel it with your fingers, look at a tissue, it's there. And, well, you just got to move over a little bit because you're on the edge of it. You know, the fine of the fine, you know, get more on the pastry, it'll get larger. And, well, anyways, what I discovered is that there's a reason why they gave me 6 different sizes, because size for size, when you put your material in the blue bowl, the weight of the other material compared to the gold is much heavier and will wash out first. Now, if you start mixing some 20 size material and try to wash it out of the 40 or the 50 small gold, well, that larger material ends up being as heavy as the small pieces of gold, and you're left with crap in your blue bowl. So my solution is I stack them up like this. I put 2-3 tablespoons in the top. I employ the shower massage, and I flood the hell out of it until the water runs freely through it and my dish pan is almost runneth over. At that point, I lift it up, drain it off. I have plenty of gold pans, and I set 6 of them on the floor and tap, 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 rinse, 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 and empty each one into it and repeat the process until the container that my cons in are empty. Then becomes the process of running it through the blue bowl. And I start with the finest of the fines, run it through, no material left in it, empty the bowl carefully into a gold pan, set it aside, and then let the blue bowl dry out overnight, because that very, very fine stuff that you can barely see with a magnifying glass, well, if you're in the fine gold, there's as much of that super, super fine stuff as there is the stuff that you can see. And if you're like me, and you go every day, and you keep all your treasures in a 5-gallon bucket, it adds up. So here's how this works. My video showed how I find gold in Colorado. The secret is going in places that have gold. The next thing is having dependable equipment. And third and finally is experience and knowledge to properly run the equipment. Oh, and like this extra 10 minutes, how to treat the material once you've separated it from the stream. I see lots of people are successful, but they don't know it. So I showed you how to find it. I showed you how I separated it. And now, this is what came of our little trip over to the South Platte River. This is some real wonderful, nice, fine and then over here is some stuff I haven't got all the way cleaned out yet. Try to zoom in on that and get up close, and you can see there's a lot of garbage in there. And even with running it through all the different classification sizes, you end up having to do a lot of brush work, a lot of blowing. And I was lucky enough to end up with I'm trying to focus in on a sniffer bottle, but I guess that's asking for too much. And but anyways, that's down in the bottom there. There's I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 of them that might qualify as pickers, or between this size and what you'd call a picker. And my little vial, I put the good stuff in there. And and my other hobby, I love shiny rocks. And I found a fellow that loves gold as much as Dingus loves shiny rocks, and it's always nice when you both feel equally rewarded. And who'd have ever thought? Oh well, you know, you see some screwy character on a stream with a shovel and a dog and talking to himself. Be nice to him. It just might be Dingus. So, it's been a good one, and winter's here. So, we're going to wait for the snow to melt, and then I think I might drag the high banker out on that gravel bar and see if we can quadruple or exponentially increase our take. So again, this is Dingus for Dingus and Eva. Wishing you all to stay warm, healthy, happy. Say your prayers, and we'll see you next time.